the delayed rebroadcast of Saigon Fantastic 5 going on against Saigon Jokers, of course. We recorded the games and we're bringing them to you now, guys.
There we go. We've got some fun stuff on the on this game coming your way, guys. We've got Optimus and Minus, so double AD composition, Ezra and Sivir, excuse me, on the table for SF5, and on the other side for SAJ, they've got a Karthus as well as an Annie. So this is it's very interesting from both teams. What are your thoughts on kind of these two compositions?
I like Karthus as a response pick to Vi because Vi will be looking to lock down a primary member of SAJ and they kill you early on in the midst of the fight. Karthus was made to die anyway, so...
Made to die, yes, I like that.
The Saigon Fantastic 5 composition gonna be hell-bent, on running into SAJ, and if they can get a good fight, you use the Wild Growth to keep Prince safe, who is back for this game, guys. Prince and Yushin. I prefer Prince over Su, to be honest, because Su's positioning very lackluster in gameplay as well. Not really as good as Prince. SAJ's composition a bit more oddball, but double AP, so easier to itemize against.
This is it's gonna be fun, guys. It's gonna be really interesting. Again, double AD against double AP. Obviously, double AD a little more rare, but just the fact that like you said, I think the Karthus is kind of one of the pertinent points to just bring out and talk a little bit more. Is you've got the Maokai and the Vi and the Sivir that screams engage, run at you, you know, create all this chaos, and then it's like Karthus like, come at me, bro.
Yeah, you basically put down a wall of pain, and if they run towards you, some may say arguably you could flash back into them and, you know, stall all of them out, but hopefully we'll see this rather interesting use of Karthus. Not the only region to play Karthus, nonetheless. NALCS and NLCK has been picking that up. Of course, Ganked by Mom, one of the better mid laners across the world. Well, in Korea at least, picking that up recently. So without further ado, guys, we should be hopping into game rather soon now. SF5 versus SAJ. Swapping sides here, the Vietnamese sister teams. SF5, of course, did pick up the first game in a grueling 55 minute match.
Yeah, it looked honestly very hard to call past the... Actually, honestly, only until the 50-minute mark was it hard to call. Because at 50 minutes, finally SAJ, you know, put their composition together in terms of, you know, making it look very convincing.
But by then it was a bit too late though.
Yeah, again, 3 inhibitors down with Baron minions and Banner of Command. You're not gonna win just on virtue of the push.
Yeah, Yushin getting caught out. 2 plays in a row now. One more auto attack may take him down to ignite. One more flash and auto attack by Carrot will pick him up. Now Minus has to pop the heal to keep Carrot safe. The defile, the layway is not really helping. And one more flash auto attack here. SAJ on the back foot, using so much so early on just to pick up a couple of kills and not really getting them. Prince almost dies to the boomerang blade.
What game is this? Man. SAJ, thankfully, actually, you know, didn't drop more than a single kill. That flash from Prince, you were calling him out, you know, more confident. Actually, I agree with that flash though. It was just like Karen was chugging potions and has Doran Shield. I think
miscalculated.
The Doran Shield wasn't quite calculated by Prince, but you know what, kids? That's why you drink health potions.
Yeah, you always chug a health potion at the start of the fight because you can get the full heal off. It's worth the value of a ruby crystal, which is 400 gold effectively in a fight for only a 35 gold purchase. So do remember to chug your health potion, kids. A potion a day keeps the respawn chamber away. Botlane now, SF5 very heavily in favor of them, of course, with the early pickup onto Carrot. He went for the Targons as well as the flash ball breaker into Yushin. My goodness.
What is going on in this game?
With action so early on.
That was honestly quite strange. I mean, Carrot wasn't level 2 yet to follow it up with any kind of meaningful crowd control, so it felt like SF5 is like, hey guys, we took down your Nexus in game 1, let me just punch you in the face along with my flash. That was honestly quite strange. Carrot already with first blood under his belt, so he should be able to pick up a very early sidestone as well.
It's a bit weird that if anything, hold on, here comes safety. Flag and Drag not connecting, but Carrot getting taken down by the ignite. Yushin will be able to get Thresh. The next to fall might be Minus the kill credit. Who's it going to go over to? Safety is the one to get the kill. So it will be Yushin and Safety with the kills respectively. Meanwhile on top, Auzizi and Nixwater just brawling it out. Both junglers very aggressive early on the bot side, using flashes to engage fights. And I have to fault Jinky there, not using it onto Prince despite knowing that his flash and Hugh was down. Still going for Yushin, who still had his.
Yeah.
Very questionable.
Another issue that we should call to our viewers' mind is the fact that these Vietnamese teams have come a long way since their inception in the GPL.
Yeah.
If you think back to when some of these teams, you know, Saigon, Fantastic 5 and SAJ were first coming onto the scene, it was just, you know, endless aggression, always biting off more than they can chew. And it feels a little bit like that now, Hungry Kid. It's just level 1, run into each other, burn some flashes. You know, who really cares if the jungler comes to visit a minute later? We don't need our flashes.
It seems like just two bulls charging each other, and
yeah, man.
Eventually one of them is going to come out ahead. Which one, however, remains to be seen now. SAJ and SF5 still equally matched in terms of gold, just 300 away for SAJ. The composition-wise, here comes Jinky from the back with the Vault Breaker onto Nixwater. He has the red buff ticking. Nixwater has to flash away. No further re-engages despite having the flash onto Azizi. Azizi choosing to play a bit more conservatively this time. Not going onto Nixwater. Rightly so, because Help Picks and Whimsy still available.
Alright, let's take a look now. Carrot has gone back and actually not going for the early side stone as I expected, but picking up the Relic Shield on top of the Doran's Shield. So just going for that bit more of lane, you know, dominance and sustain. Minus was taken down very early on, or rather, was taken down just now, but he had a fantastic game number 1 on his Lucian. Seems like the Sivir pick is more for just getting the Vi and the Maokai into the team fight.
Yeah.
Oh.
Has to take the Lantern out. Here comes Jinky with the Flag and Drag available. Gets played away perfectly by Carrot. No return hook to threaten the damage. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Lovita gets found out by 2 members from SF5. The flash exhaust though. Will he may be able to make the plays? Optimus has to juke and drive out of this one. One more lane waste might take him down, but the Hugh picking up extra movement speed. Optimus with the fancy speed, putting on his dancing shoes today.
Optimus making that look easy. I have to say, from just that makes me call back to, you know, game number 1 where Optimus alongside Azizi, you know, undeniably, but the two of them held off, you know, 4 members of SF5. I mean, really just fantastic play on his LeBlanc as well, just dancing around the members of SF5.
Yeah, this
SAJ.
is despite getting soloed out multiple times by Lovita.
Yeah. Think on that for a moment. This crazy stuff.
Carrot gonna find Yushin in the brush and gets stunned out. Smokescreen onto 2. Will signal the end of that engage, and SF5 still trying to locate some kills, and the play onto Yushin, the hook next to follow. Will it be thrown out by Carrot? Not being used yet. They have no wards around the river, so they should be quite afraid of safety. They have no knowledge of where the jungler is at all, so Jarvan could be around the corner and they wouldn't know. Flash is up for the bot lane, so if they do get ganked on, they can very well just back off. And here comes Safety in the top side. He's gonna find Azizi in the lane. Help Picks into Glitterlands. No mana for the Glitterlands just yet. One more auto attack might just take him down. Meanwhile, on the bot lane, Yushin gets ignited down. And here comes the Requiem from Karthus. Carrot and minus spell shield away perfectly. Prince still has to mitigate the damage around. Uses the quick draw. Gets hooked up by Carrot and minus in the front, just throwing auto attack after auto attack. One more Boomerang Blade should finish him off, or even the Ricochet. Which one will he go for? It's the style play. The Ricochet to reset the auto attacks. Prince does not get away despite using the flash.
Minus and Carrot once again just doing a fantastic job. Minus as well. I mean, I have to say I was impressed by his Lucian play. Sivir, honestly, you don't see any, I want to say, not quite spectacular or too flashy, but spell shielding, you know, the Requiem, that was really good. And then again, the auto attack reset, you know, just little things like that that are helping him once again jump to that lead that he so much enjoyed in game number 1.
Safety here. Might find Carrot in the
Carrot.
The flash stun onto Yushin, onto Carrot by Yushin though, and the Dragonlance by Safety to pick him up. A bit preemptive, the flash would have chased him down nonetheless, but prevention is better than cure, and sometimes you just want to ensure the kills go over to your junglers. Items being picked up by both teams here. Sweeping lens on both supports. Dragon being started up by SAJ, Safety, Yushin, and Prince might want to take this down, but there is a ward which the pink ward will spot out. Jiki off the side as Vi has the Vault Breaker and Assault Battery available if he wants to steal it. Does use the Assault Battery onto Safety and takes him down very low. Uses the Vault Breaker to escape as well, so very tricky.
Okay.
Safety with the Dragon Lance available, might choose to hop over but will not do so. Red team does slay the Dragon, the first one of the game to SAJ. More than they ever got compared to the previous game.
That was quite a cute move from Jinky though. Using his Vault Breaker in, or excuse me, his ultimate in, and then knowing that his Vault Breaker could be used to get himself out. So, if anything, you know, he really did try to secure that Dragon or steal it away even without any kind of vision. Not gonna happen. SAJ get the Dragon for themselves. And overall, yes, a very scrappy fight. 9 minutes in, we have 9 kills already, so a scrappy game indeed. Minion score for SF5 still looking very, very good in top side. And Nixwater has fallen behind multiple times in series, and it's showing.
It's good for SF5 to get the early goal lead though, because they will be scaling better as the game progresses. Of course, Sivir, Ezreal, and Maokai all do scale up rather well compared to something like a Lulu, who, for all intents and purposes, also not really gonna hit that power point after 40 minutes. Will just become a second support. Safety here, gonna hand over the blue buff to Levita. So both mid laners with blue buffs. Optimus just gonna shove up really hard. We'll see Yushin walking out the brush. Not sure if there's any wards down, but the auto attack will fly past and proc the spell thief. So excuse me, Ancient Coin.
Ooh, Yushin gets caught right here. Ignite already ticking down on him. Just 1 or 2 more auto attacks should be enough to secure the deal. But this bottom lane is just absolutely crushing it. The amount of pressure that they've called from the rest of the SAJ squad as well. Oh, goodbye, Carrot. Goodbye, indeed. Tries to land a hook to help Minus out as well. No flash available to him. Will be taken down. But that is a lot of commitment. That should mean that SF5 will be able to capitalize on something in the other lanes. But no, actually, it looks like Jinky is chilling in his own jungle. No response available.
Jinky should have been in the mid lane at least to pressure out Levita, who was using his ultimate to secure a kill across the map. This is the issue. If you are a Karthus and you get a safe laning phase, you can get away with scaling up very quickly, whereas you need that Vi to come into the mid lane to pressure him out. True Shot Barrage being sent to the top side to get the turret down. Will not nick safety at all, so OZZ, no added damage to shove this Jarvan off. Optimus using the Mystic Shots to farm very safely, and even aggressively using the Arcane Shift forward to get some extra damage down to Levita. Interesting there.
Yeah, so far we've seen Levita already use his ultimate twice to assist his teammates across the map. Has resulted in a few kills being picked up, but oh, Optimus, buddy, you need to watch out, man. Has the flash away from that one. Minus and Carrot responding with some pressure of their own, given Yushin's roam. Optimus does escape at the end of the day, with his life having to expend his flash. And Ezra's just in, you know, his pretty typical power trough, given you're going for a blue build. Do you think this would be a little bit scary how SF5 will still scale up quite nicely with the double AD? Especially due to the fact that 3 kills are over to safety on his Jarvan.
Growth was used by Nixwater to knock up the Maokai, but he will get spotted out by the rest of the members of SF5. The collapse is so good coming in. They choose to give the kill over to OZZ with the sapling BM.
Yeah, good stuff.
Very good team play, and here is the top tower gonna go over to SF5. After all of that, SF5 still come out ahead despite the coordinated map pressure of SAJ using the Requiem as well, so they're gonna enter the mid game with a significant lead.
Yeah, the mid game is gonna be absolutely huge for SF5, especially due to the fact that while we make such a very big issue of, you know, Karthus, you know, welcoming people to run into him, it's usually only around, honestly, I'd say 30 plus minutes where that really starts to be kind of
game changing. You need your death cap and you need your void staff to start dealing a lot of damage, because
the item thresholds need to be met, right? So when the Ezreal, you know, now completing, you know, 2 of his core items, and I think once Minus hits his Infinity Edge, I do think we're gonna see quite a tempo approach to the game from SF5, where they activate the Sivir ultimate, use the Vi ultimate, Maokai, and just rush at the squad of SAJ. who themselves, you could say, might have some tools to be ready for this. The Tibbers, the Cataclysm. Oh man, Yushin's dead.
Oh, counter gang coming in from safety though, so it will be the response kill, not onto Yushin but onto Carrot. And on the hunt was used. Optimus joined in the fight on the bottom side. True Shot Barrage available, will be used, but will not find Prince now. Grace will escape very safely. Lovita in the mid lane has to flash, or excuse me, in the bot lane has to flash away. SF5 pick up a couple of kills around the board, 2 for 1, and SAJ coming out worse for wear. The teleport being used by Ozizi as well, being disabled, rather cancelled by the Whimsy. Polymorph coming in from Nixwater.
Yeah, so exactly what we were talking about, the Karthus right there, not having any items. He just caught in a bad position, flashes to put himself kind of in the middle, you know, in parentheses of the SF5 squad, but he doesn't have enough damage to really do anything about it, and Minus needs to be able to spell shield.
Oh, the plays there coming in safely.
Oh, man.
Gonna get away safely with Yushin coming to back him out, and
what?
The minions take out safety.
I don't know anymore, man. There's no ignite on Sivir. You can just walk away, man. Just walk away.
Very good play coming from Minus. You're talking about how he looks so comfortable on this Sivir. Well,
yeah.
Speaking of that, Carrot comes in, plays next quarter back. Hook not being ramped up just yet. The Wild Growth to use to disengage, and the True Shot Rush to add on even more damage. Will fall over to the eventual Maelstrom. And back to my point, Minus so good on this Sivir. He flashed over the Flag and Drag combination to get extra damage down and play the 1v1 duo out so well. If it was not for Yushin, he would have gotten away with it.
Good stuff, and that's good signs for SF5, but warning signs for SAJ, especially just due to the fact that it was a very sloppy death coming out from safety. All he had to do was really just back away. Here we go, blue buff once again onto Ezreal, and you can see him just, you know, endlessly poking down Lovita right here. So annoying on this blue buff Ezreal. Blue buff, blue build Ezreal. Dragon is live right now. Optimus will want to land more poke. In terms of vision control, SAJ actually are the ones with more decisive hold over Dragon. You can see they have a whole bunch of wards down around the area. Smite was used to secure the Dragon though, so they'll need to wait about 15 seconds before that comes up. And it looks like SF5 aren't going to give them the opportunity to do so.
On the hunt was popped, and the Sound Mary straight onto Yushin, the Wall of Pain to respond. And Tibbers was used, so Jinky's gonna fall down the box onto Lovita. He's being caged right in, but you never want to hook a Karthus into your team now. Nixwater on the fight, on the back, trying to find Optimus out. Nixwater uses the Whimsy. Polymorph is not available now. Requiem will be used to clean up the fight. Minus not getting taken down with the spell shield. Very well done. 3 members from SF5 falling over, and OZZ might want more here.
Ooh.
Uses the Flash Twister advance to jump onto Nixwater, and Wild Growth was not calculated. He's in the backline with the eventual Maelstrom, but not sure if it's enough damage to take him down. Arcane Smash, if he releases it, it might just be enough. One more.
Yeah,
Sapling might take him down. Sapling running towards him. It is Minus with the Ricochet and Boomerang Blade to clean him up. No Sapling kill once again from SF5, and one member on the enemy team for 3 of their own. Definitely not worth at all. Yushin has respawned and joined the fight once again, and it's gonna reset once more.
The presence of mind for Minus to push up and use the Ricochet well and all, but you know, this is something I've always been puzzled by. When Maokai activates his ultimate and then is charging onto a low HP member of your squad, honestly I feel like unless you're really going to commit to taking him down,
Carrot gets locked up by the Cataclysm and the stun. Doesn't want to take the Lantern because that's gonna mean Minus dies inside as well, almost baiting him in. Instinctively you might want to take the Lantern, but never do it if there are 3 members next to your Thresh.
Yeah, so my point on Maokai's ultimate, right? When you attack him with the ultimate running, it actually boosts the amount of damage that you can release it with. So we saw, you know, Prince actually tagging him with quite a few auto attacks, the buckshot, and there was no way you're actually going to be taking down the Maokai. And I feel that it's a smarter thing to do to just kind of let him be, even if he's chasing, you know, one of your teammates, because you're actually increasing the assassination or the death potential of your teammate by ramping up that ultimate for them. So it's something that sounds a bit counterintuitive, but it's something that I've seen, again, you know, right here, even professionals kind of not keeping that in mind.
SAJ looking a bit sloppy now. So it's SF5. I think they're gonna find Yushin here. The Sound Battery not, excuse me, Ball Breaker not gonna connect, but Sound Battery was used. Wild Growth onto Yushin to keep him topped up, and here comes Lovita into the fight. Ball breaker used by Jinky to get away. The exhaust was popped onto him. But Carrot will be using the box to disengage. And once again, just both teams moving back and forth.
Yeah.
Not really finding anything though.
Bottom side though, Minus has a good push going for himself, and a lot of the members of SAJ actually have been spotted. I'm surprised he's backing away. Maybe he has really wants to shop or something. Let's see what he picks up. Picks up the BF sword. Alright, that's pretty huge. Maybe due to the fact that he just didn't want to risk it against. There isn't that strong vision control from them, right?
It is a double AD composition, so they can always be pushing even though one of the AD carries back off. And wow, so aggressive. Optimus wants to find a kill on the Lovita. Mystic shots only connects 1 out of 3. Yushin getting taken very low as well. The Mystic shots, True Shot Barrage, almost at half of its cooldown, so they won't be assassinating anyone across the map anytime soon.
6-4, 4-3-1-2, the double 80s for SF5 looking quite formidable. Oh, wow, Optimus. It's being a little bit cheeky with the Lantern available to him.
Well, he did get a bit more damage in with the Arcane Shift and Mystic Shot taking the Lantern, so a bit calculated there.
Hydra build actually coming out for safety. This is definitely not the most safe build coming out from safety's Jarvan right here, making him relatively squishy. Against a double 80 composition, yeah, against a double 80 composition, I really would have liked to see, you know, Randuids, even Frozen Heart, or even just flat HP in the likes of the Warmonks, right? Because that obviously reduces the poke potential and the chunk potential from both Sivir as well as Ezreal. But Yushin and Optimus dancing around the Raptor, Razorbeak rather, goes over to Optimus at the end of the day.
Lantern being used by Carrot to get Optimus in. The hook not connecting, so Lovita will be safe to farm with the layaways. Nexora gets spotted out by Ozizi, and bit of a stalemate in the game. 20 minutes in, Dragon spawning in a minute and 18, Baron alive only just 30 seconds ago. SF5 should be looking to push onto this. They know the blue buff is up. They are sitting on the pink board though, so they have to clear it out before stealing it away.
SF5 honestly are just tightening the noose around SAJ's neck, right? SAJ have given them a lot of time to actually ramp up this double 80 composition. And the Karthus may kind of be that insurance against this double AB composition, but your bleeding towers, you know, the tier 2s are getting pushed on just like this.
Oh, Prince gets caught out, has to use the quick draw and flash, but Assault and Battery will pick him up with one more auto attack. Minus gets the kill with the auto attack. Ricochet, everyone from both sides teleporting in spell shield onto Minus to keep himself safe. The siege from Optimus is way too strong though, and they take out the first outer turret of, the first inner turret of the game, the bottom side, putting them once again in the goal lead. 4-1 is the turret count as well.
Yep, they're bleeding objectives. That's really the story of this game, which is if SAJ were counting on getting this Karthus to the late game, they needed to have a way to, you know, keep the waves in control, basically stop the tier 2 kind of push. Nice flash over from Lovita, but let's see whether or not there'll be any sort of chase coming in. Doesn't quite look like it. Optimus getting chunked right here. Oh, there is the ultimate coming in. He will be dropping. And maybe a bit of a chase here from SAJ.
Yeah, Raccoon gets multiple members from SF5 very low, but they do get the Dragon Vault Breaker over the wall. Not successful, and Jinky on Vi gonna pay for his sins and mistakes there.
Oh man, Jinky.
Action not done yet. Easy gets spotted out. SAJ might want to collapse onto this tree, but chooses the turret instead. Ozizi is still rather tanky, so he could go in and defend this if he wants, but against 5 members, perhaps not the smartest idea.
Honestly, the sloppiness between these two teams, we discussed it a lot on how familiar they are with one another. I don't think that should necessarily lead to a tendency to be this sloppy, though.
Multiple pings going down by...
Yeah, what is going on with these guys? I mean, SF5, you could see that they were hanging around mid for really no reason at all. Minus was soloing the Dragon. Just bring your whole team over there. If SAJ comes by, you activate the On the Hunt, then you get a meaningful turn. Then you get a meaningful period of aggression. But no, you know, we saw Optimus as well as Carrot and Jinky all just kind of hanging around mid lane for no reason whatsoever. And
Oh, ZZ so tanky. They could actually do this Baron pretty easily. Jinky not even tanking any of the damage, and blue buff onto Optimus means that he can use his mana immune anytime he wants, or Muramana at this point now. They get the Baron, they get the hook onto Yushin as well, goes over the wall. They will find him, but Annie flashes over in response. The Boomerang Blade gets played out of by Carrot. Scumbag support doesn't give the kill over to his AD carry.
Alright, so Baron nicely picked up from SF5. A good job by them to just realize that, again, I think this is the basically dictating the pace of the game, right? This is what I think we mean when we say a tempo game coming out from SF5, which is they have hit those item spikes. We've got the completed Muramana, we've got the Trinity Force, we've got 2 huge items on minus. These 2 damage sources are absolutely massive right now. Don't give Karthus any more time to ramp up, you know, punish Safety for his rather, you know, lack of tanky stats with this build. Keep pushing. They go for the Baron with all the damage that they have.
Wall of Pain will stop the disengage coming in though. It was a good collateral damage to pile onto minus. And Optimus double AD carries both very low. True Shot Barrage across. Not gonna pick anyone up or even put some damage onto SAJ's side. And still rather healthy is the red team. They will be advancing forward. Look at the vision across the map. Still rather scattered. SF5 though with the ones with majority of the wards across the whole map. As is. Not before it gets cleared out by SAJ though.
Yeah, the fact is that there's about a 7,000 gold lead, and yet the kills are even, and the dragons are, you know, relatively close. It just shows how scrappy and sloppy some of these the play has been this game. Now SF5, they have many options available to them, right? They can poke away with Ezreal, with Sivir, or they can just go, you know, all in, because Karthus still isn't at that point yet. Now that he's got his Rabidons, there's a little more respect you need to give to him. But overall, especially with the Baron buff, I feel like they could be very, very aggressive if they push towards the inhibitor turrets.
Yeah, and those are very big core items being picked up on minus here. Sivir has Infinity Edge, Bloodthirster, and Phantom Dancer.
That's huge. Yep.
That's when you can start sieging, because the overflow stack shield coming from the Bloodthirster allows you to tank 1 or 2 hits from the turrets, as well as allow you to lifesteal back up when the wave arrives, and that should be helping minus quite a bit. SF5 as a whole should be looking very strong with this pickup. Looks to be the top lane that they want to siege down. Vi and Maokai along this lane. No minion waves though, it was all cleared out by Nick's order, but with the Baron buff it will empower them quite a bit. 3 members in the bottom side, not too sure why SAJ, or excuse me, SF5 are split up. They want to collapse onto SF5 to SAJ. Assault on battery, not even connecting before he dies.
Yeah, SF5 once again, just not really. Don't want to be too harsh on them, because obviously they have the Baron buff, so there is some merit to splitting up. But they need to be aware that there's a good amount of engage on the side of SAJ.
Yeah.
They've got Annie, Lulu, Jarvan. You know, even if Karthus lands a good Wall of Pain, you know, you will be very, very much so stalled. Imagine if it took him all the way.
Yeah, it would have been really troll.
Does that happen? I've actually never seen that happen.
It never happened.
Oh, Safety has just used his flag and drag. Got to be the most awkward usage of the Sivir ult ever. I don't understand the game anymore.
Yeah, but they do still
Flash
find the
used
kill.
as well. Why not just ultimate Carrot, you know? Why don't you? Nevertheless, it does open up the push onto the tier 2 at top side. And so it's pretty much uncontested tier 2.
Twisted advance onto Prince in the back. Vengeful Maelstrom was popped, but it is a great Tibbers onto minus, as well as Carrot getting taken out very quickly. Wild Growth onto Levita. This Death Singer is in the center of the action. 2 kills for Prince. OZZ backing off. Gets turned into a little cupcake with the Whimsy. Glitter gonna connect as well. Has to flash out of there, Jinky. Only good for going in, can't necessarily run out, and tries to go in once more. Optimus joins the fight. Picks up 1, picks up 2. Optimus will get the double kill, not before OZZ KS's. The third one, Levita, will get taken down for the triple kill, and this is SF5 winning a very decisive fight, turning it on its head.
You know, double AD composition, something that many teams just fall into the trap of is, hey, we're taking down the AD carry. Chase. Guys, there's another AD carry out there.
Arguably stronger than minus as well.
Yeah, definitely, if not stronger, at least more annoying, right? The amount of chase and gap closing that Ezreal has. Flashes over, catches Levita, no problem whatsoever. Dragon Life now, do think that will be number 3 for SF5, no problem whatsoever. And SF5, honestly, if they stick together, channel all the strengths they have from the individual members, should have a very, very clean way to just explode any of these members. I mean, yes, Karthus is big, but you look at it, there is no true tank on the side of SAJ.
Yeah.
Meaning anybody that gets hooked, anybody that gets rooted, anybody that gets, you know, chosen for the assault and battery is still gonna get blown up. Yes, Karthus might be in the middle of it all, but they'll get blown up so quickly. I honestly think it won't matter.
The thing is, you have to blow someone up and then rotate around with the on the hunt. If you stay at where, or if you stay along Karthus's area of control, you're gonna pay for it. And here comes the flank from SAJ. They use the Whimsy, the on the hunt was popped in response. Safety wants to go to minus, but not really finding him. The Cataclysm only used on one, and Carrot first to fall for SF5 on the back. The Requiem onto minus. Will he be able to spell shield it out? No, it will not be. Nick's Water to find the kill onto minus. And on ZZ using the teleport, gets denied. And the shutdown
man.
for Lavida onto ZZ. 3 members from SF5, they got exposed to a flank there coming from SAJ. Perfectly timed and well taken advantage of.
You know what, Hungry Kid? Optimus is the greediest, selfish, most selfish player on the side of SF5 now.
Yeah.
So many times. He's just not there pushing with his team.
And that's what you need to do if you're playing in
Bro, come on.
You need to use your Essence Flux to give the extra auto attack speed to your teammates to help them shove down turrets. And look at this, there's no more auto turrets left. Optimus shouldn't be farming, they should be grouping up and sieging as a unit. 30 minutes in. SAJ have fought back the goal lead from SF5 by quite a bit now.
Tell you what,
Still quite large.
if Optimus groups with his team now that he has Last Whisper and Bloodthirster, took you a while there, buddy. SF5 should be able to just cleanly win a team fight. Cleanly. I mean, these items on Optimus are absolutely massive.
Very important items indeed. And Baron has spawned, so Optimus could be looking to further his advantage even more.
Look, Optimus doesn't even want to help with Baron. He's like,
where can I get farm?
Is the Raptor camp up? Wait, wow, okay, Optimus is like, no, I don't want a team fight, I want a 1v1. Manages to take down Yushin.
Loses the Baron buff though, so not worth. Yushin not even worth much anymore.
Oh,
and here goes the engage. Blows up Lavida straight away. They have to kite around his Defile as well as lay waste. Spamming retreat things.
You know, that's what we were talking about. There's so much damage, you know, even without Optimus, that whoever gets locked down, admittedly Karthus is one of the squishy members, but still, there's no true tank. So whoever gets locked down is going to get exploded that quickly. There's no time to even fight around the Defile.
And you have to combine the Defile together with the Cataclysm and Wild Growth to keep everyone there, because we saw that Lavida died by himself and there was no crowd control to keep. Assault and battery onto Nick's Water. He will fall immediately to to minus, who at this point is packing so much damage and extra zeal to increase the chances of a critical strike with his Infinity Edge. And Power Recall coming from the Baron buff, and SAJ has to get it together. They have to combine their ultimates to get a good team fight off. Lavida has to die in a Cataclysm, or at least in a zone where SAJ can control.
This feels a lot like game number 1 again, which is the composition, you know, if executed at 100%, you know, ideal case, would work fantastically for SAJ.
Yeah.
But there's so many things that are keeping it from that 100% point. You know, just the fact that time alone, you need the items. The fact that you're working against the double AD that is able to exploit people so quickly anyways. You're not going to find the time, number 1, in the game itself to ramp up. Number 2, you're not going to find the time within the team fights itself to pull off this composition successfully. So SAJ picking themselves a composition that is even harder to pull off in game number 2 after being unsuccessful with it in game number 1. I am critical of their ability to even draw this out to, again, a 50-minute point.
Safety went for the belt early on in the game and then decided to finish his Ravenous Hydra.
That's nuts. That's just silly.
We'll be looking to blow up minus here, but takes the lantern out of dodge, and Yushin comes in with the flash tibbers onto minus, but he's cutting around so well. One auto attack will take down Nick's Water and the backline. Here comes ZZ straight onto Yushin. 1 member falls, 2 member falls, 3 will fall, and this is the ace coming from the 5, the Requiem. Will it pick up anyone else? The triple kill for minus, but he lives just by a sliver of health, and so will Carrot. And this should be the push coming in from SF5. SAJ totally
Optimus
dead now.
doesn't care.
Optimus doesn't care. He wants to farm. He wants to recall, and despite no one from SAJ being alive, SF5 members still recalling. 3 members might just take down this inhibitor and finish the game. Instead, playing it very safely.
Minus is like, guys, what are we doing? There's nobody alive. We could at least take one tier 1. Maybe if we had Essence Flux, this would be easier, guys. But no, Optimus is like, Dragon's coming up in 45 seconds. We need positioning on this. And decides to back to base. So, honestly, SF5, you know, if I were to take at least a serious jab at analysis here on that, this is at least signs that they've matured from the team that would have just been like, we don't just want one Nexus turret, we want the whole Nexus. Yeah. And then they charge us 5 and they go like, oh crap, death timers aren't that long. You know, swing the game back in their favor. Because honestly, even if they did take one Nexus turret,
trying to steal the rip buff away
Optimus
from
so greedy
safety.
this game. Even if they did take one Nexus turret, you can see when they fight S5, it is so easy for SF5 to win. They have that information in their pocket now, that confidence. They don't need to rush anything.
Optimus is 100 CS ahead of Levita, who as Cortez traditionally is known for being able to farm pretty well. Instead, Optimus showing him who's boss. Has exceeded 10 CS per minute now on this Ezreal.
Alright, maybe SAJ can catch a little bit of a break here, but no, actually all the members of SF5 already here. Get the smite down, and then Optimus just flashes out. Jinky 1v5, but here comes the rest of the SF5 squad. Optimus has rejoined the fight, surprisingly not farming minions on the side of the map. And it looks like all the members of SF5 alive except for their dear jungler with one inhibitor down. Death timers around 40 seconds long. SF5, as long as they don't recall, should be able to end the game.
Yeah, Jinky was the MVP there. Going in early to buy time for his team to collapse. SAJ were like, oh, a free buy. Well, let's all collapse and kill him. Well, guess what? He has friends, and his friends are going to take you down. Now, Nexus turret number 1 going to be tanked up by Ozizi or maybe even Optimus. A bit of a selfless act, but
amazing.
Yeah.
That team play right there from Optimus. Amazing stuff coming in from SF5, making the second series look, or rather the second game of this last series of the night, look so much more convincing than game number 1. SAJ, honestly, we have to be honest with them, dug themselves into quite the hole with the compositions that they picked in both games.
Yeah, so that is the 2-0 right there for SF5, who will be progressing onward to the playoff stages together with Insidious Gaming Legends from Group B. And now we have all 4 teams: Bangkok Titans, Unfat, Ultimate, Insidious Gaming Legends.
I believe it's 269.
Oh, excuse me, yeah. 269,
yeah.
My goodness, 269, Bangkok
Surprises,
Titans,
yes.
Insidious Gaming Legends, as well as our newly crowned SF5 who have won this match. And tomorrow, these are the matches that will be played live at the Greener Stadium. Bangkok Titans taking on Sodak 269 in a best of 2.
And then Hanoi Fuluis going up against Anfat Ultimate. So guys, that will be the last day of Group Stage 2 for the GPL. Don't miss out on any of that action. But for tonight, we're done. Business has closed. We have delivered all the matches to you, even though there was a concurrent telecast. So we do hope that you guys enjoyed that.
I have to say, very exciting game of matches. For all of you that missed it, do head over to our page, gpl.garena.com, to check out the VODs. Alternatively, head over to YouTube, The Greener Singapore, and check out all the VODs if you want to catch up on your latest GPL action.
That's right. So it is Flavors and Hungry Kid signing off for tonight. We will see you guys tomorrow.